There are some experiences that you don't fully understand while you are living through them. And I have recently been through one similar experience. I've just come out of a very abusive relationship, and I thought that it's only fair that I am honest, open, and authentic to you guys about my experience. First of all, I want to thank all of you guys for the supportive messages that's been pouring in. But I genuinely believe that I went through this experience for a reason. God made me go through this experience so that I can come out of this stronger. I can heal the unhealed wounds inside me, and I can teach other people from not repeating this dynamic. And for a long time, I thought that, okay, maybe being spiritual means that, hey, not speaking about it, actually keeping shut about it, moving on and forgiving this person. But no, I can forgive this person and still speak my truth. And I am going to speak my truth. I don't want to be living in fear anymore, where I need to suppress my voice and I need to suppress my truth. But then I've been doing some spiritual work as well. And I also have been reading the Bible. I'm in that season of my life where I am actually reading the Bible, and I read the book of Psalms, chapter 39. And reading that also gave me some weird kind of strength to actually speak up about my truth. And the book of Psalms was actually written by King David, who actually endured abuse in his life. And I'm going to read a verse to you guys. I said, I will guard my ways that I may not sin with my tongue. I will guard my mouth with a muzzle as long as the wicked are in my presence. I was mute and silent. I held my peace to no avail, and my distress grew worse. My heart became hot within me. As I mused, the fire burned, and then I spoke with my tongue. And I do not want to be a hypocrite here where I am hiding my own experiences from you guys and teaching you about relationship when I have deeply struggled and I have failed to understand the things I actually talk about on my channel as well. I forgive this person. I do not hold anything against them. But forgiveness does not mean that I silence my voice. I can still say, I was hurt. This was my experience. This is what changed inside me. This is what I lost in this whole process, and come out clean to all of you. And yes, it scares me because I have never been this vulnerable in front of you guys ever. The intention of this video is not to destroy this other person or to put this other person down, but the intention of this video is just to create awareness, to educate you guys as to what I went through and how you guys can stop also participating in such dynamics. Look at it in this way that God used me as a vessel to teach you guys to not participate in such dynamic ever in your life. Maybe I was the guinea pig God used to bring these lessons forward into your life as well. And maybe someone watching this is currently rationalizing someone else's behavior, saying that, but maybe they love me, but I love them so much. I can't live without this person. I truly want to ensure that this person heals. But remember, someone else's behavior and healing is not your responsibility. You are not here to help this person heal or to build this person up. You are here to build yourself up, and you are here to make yourself a whole person and attract someone from that place of wholeness. And this is why I choose not to be silent, because silent and forgiveness is not the same thing. I forgive this person. I wish them the best. I wish them healing. I truly wish they find the most highest form of love in their life. But I am not going to silence my truth. And this video is about me. This video is about what I experience. This video is about the experience of loving someone who is hurting you so much day in and out. This video is mainly about God, how God is helping me to move through this chapter of my life where I truly can say that I am at the rock bottom. I'm starting from ground zero and building myself back up again. And I am someone who has been through abuse in the past as well. I have been in abusive relationships. So abuse is a theme that is actually deep in my subconscious. So I'm not surprised that I went through this, but I thought I had healed that part of mine because the first time I experienced that was when I was 19 years old. But one thing I've realized in this whole thing is as long as you do not forgive the people in your past who hurt you, and as long as you hold resentment against them, you are going to attract someone similar into your life. It can even come tenfolds. And that is what I experience right now, where this whole thing came back to me tenfolds. And this is been the most abusive cycle I've been through. The cycle of abuse in my relationship, it started off with verbal abuse, name calling. It went to emotional abuse, assassinating my character, humiliating me, putting me down when this person is hurt. It went into suffocation, where I genuinely had to inform this person everything about my whereabouts, where I felt like I had no freedom to move around and I had to constantly report everything happening in my life to this person. And then it also went into degrading me to a great extent as a woman. It started off with physical intimidation. It started off with throwing something unintentionally, which hurt me. Then it went into full blown physical violence in the relationship. Once the cycle of abuse starts in a relationship, it is extremely hard to get out of it because this is a trauma bond, right? And from my side, what went wrong is the empath in me came online. This is what I do for a living, understanding people's trauma, understanding people's childhood, understanding what they went through because of which they are the way they are. However, this backfired majorly in my life because I saw why this person has these insecurities, why this person has these inner wounds, because of which I kept making excuses, because of which I kept changing myself, because of which I kept crossing my own boundaries and making excuses for their behavior. If I'm called a name, trying to diminish it, and also being told that, name calling is not a big deal. But no, abuse always starts verbally. And the deeper you get into it, the harder it is to get out of it. Fortunately, I am extremely proud of myself for getting out of this in about 2 to 3 months of the cycle of abuse starting. Yes, this is a sign that there is some form of healing that still needed to be done within me, because if not, I wouldn't be stuck in this cycle in the very first place. The very first time someone called me a name, I would have had the strength to walk away from that person because that's not something I am willing to tolerate. And I also want to talk about what I lost in this relationship. The very first thing I lost is my dignity as a woman. I have never been degraded to such extent in my life by anyone. The kind of names I've been called is something no man should ever call a woman. I've been called a whore, a slut, a deranged woman, a mentally ill woman. I was called a slag. I was called a manipulator. I was called toxic. All kinds of things under the roof I was called. And I deeply went into my masculine because I had no one protecting me. The man who's supposed to be my protector was not protecting me at all. It's a man's role to be a protector. And when I say it's a man's role to be a protector, it does not just mean that you protect your woman from external men. Yes, that is something completely different, which would have to be done in very rare cases. As a man, you're supposed to protect your woman from your own inner demons and not let these demons destroy her. What I lost in this relationship is also my confidence. What I lost in this relationship is my confidence as a coach. I truly felt unworthy of teaching people. I have also been on client calls in this process in the last few months, trying my best to teach my clients. But in the back of my head, I'm just thinking, who the hell am I to be preaching when I'm going through the most destructive experience of my life? I lost the things that I truly loved. I stopped going to the gym. I stopped going to the beach. I lost connections with people. I stopped sharing things with my friends and my family. Yes, when you are in a relationship, the relationship problems that you have, you are only supposed to sort that out between you and your partner. But the biggest mistake I did is not reaching out to my friend or my family saying that, hey, I am going through the cycle of abuse, because they are the only ones who can give you the strength to get out of this abusive cycle. And then I also lost trust in myself to actually protect my physical and mental well being. Before this relationship, I had so much pride in myself saying that I am not going to let any person destroy my mental peace. And that's been the case since the last 2 years until this relationship came into my life, where I allowed myself to go to such lowest low. And what I lost is my authenticity. I was not allowed to be myself. Yes, when you get into a relationship, you cannot live your life as if you are single. But I started losing parts of myself, which also included my spirituality, my spiritual beliefs, the way I used to talk a lot. I stopped talking as much. Instead of being happy, I was operating more from a place of fear that I don't want to do or say anything that would actually trigger this person as well. In fact, one of my auntie actually witnessed all this change inside me, and she was telling me after my breakup that Vesh, I was observing the change happening in you. You were not talking too much when you met me. You were barely saying one or two words, and I am a person who loves speaking, which is why I'm able to create content in the very first place, because I can talk. And imagine someone like me going silent because I am genuinely walking on eggshells and I don't know what to say, what not to say, because I don't know what is actually gonna escalate the situation any further. When things were good, I was living in fear that I shouldn't say anything that's gonna trigger this person. But then there is a switch that happened inside me. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I have been a saint in all of this. No. I do respect myself a lot because this time I did not endure abuse, but I fought back. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have said extremely hurtful things back as well, which can potentially destroy his confidence and has destroyed his confidence as well. I have also reacted in ways which I am not proud of. I did not know so much rage existed inside me. It was like the oppression I kind of faced brought out the Kali in me. Yes, old Vesh, she used to endure abuse, but at least I had done enough healing within myself to be like, no, this time I'm gonna fight back. But if I was fully healed, I would have walked away instead of fighting back. So if this person is hurting me, I would hurt this person back terribly as well. And then it also escalated to such levels where I truly saw the Kali in me coming out. And I genuinely feel bad about that as well. And I was speaking to one of my cousin and she said something that clicked something within me. She was like, Kali always comes out in the presence of demon. Kali would never come out in the presence of Shiva. In fact, Shiva calms Kali down because every woman is capable of such rage. And I have experienced and witnessed my pure feminine rage in this connection. Before going into this relationship, I thought I knew myself, but apparently not. I can say now that I know myself because I have witnessed and seen my best and my worst as well. And it has gone to such extent where this man has captured videos of me where I am raging. I am crying in the video. I am raging. But unfortunately, I was not in a position to record any videos of him where he was being physical with me. Because had I done that, my phone would have been grabbed and broken into many pieces. And I can't risk that because I need to shoot content as well through my phone. And there's a lot of mixed emotions inside me right now. There's a part of me that feels extremely ashamed, extremely sad. There's so much grief, but there's also a part of me that respects myself for fighting back this time, for not just enduring it and also fighting back. But I want to reach that level and I have to do my healing after this, where it's not about fighting back anymore. It's about walking away when the first sign of abuse comes in. In my life personally, I have had two main themes. One is the theme of emotional unavailability, and one is the theme of abuse. So I have attracted men who've been emotionally unavailable, and I've also attracted men who've been abusive as well. The whole theme of emotional unavailability ended 2 years ago because that is when I had the biggest heartbreak of my life. For me to attract an emotionally unavailable man, the belief system I had inside me is that I am unlovable, which is something that will attract an emotionally unavailable man. And that heartbreak acted as the biggest catalyst because it's after that heartbreak, it's during that heartbreak, I started my YouTube channel and I started my business. I would say this is the second catalyst. And I know for a fact my life is only going to get better because with this chapter, I have ended the theme of abuse in my life, and I'm never in my life going to attract anyone similar to this. And the reason I attracted this man is because I still held resentment towards my previous abusive relationships as well. And I do not regret this chapter of my life because I genuinely believe I have purged the theme of abuse, and this was probably one of the best things that happened to me. I have dissolved so much karma in this one relationship. I have paid my karmic debt in full. And I know for a fact that from the next year, my life is just gonna get better and better and better because I am leaving all these themes behind. And in fact, I have to thank the soul of this man for volunteering to come into my life because it's something within me that attracted this person into my life. It's something inside me that attracted this theme of abuse into my life. And I have nothing but genuine gratitude because his soul volunteered to help me purge this theme out. What I do after this is my business. What he does after this chapter, that is his business completely. And I genuinely believe the one who dishes you the hardest in this human level at a soul plane is the one who loves you the most because they are literally pushing you to evolve. They are helping you to heal. They are literally mirroring back to you where your work needs to be done. It's not long since the breakup has happened, and there are nights I still think about all the good memories that we had. And that is what a toxic relationship is, right? There was extreme forms of happiness, good memories, love, and this extreme form of toxicity as well. When our time together was good, no man has adored me or loved me so much. But when the things were bad, no man has destroyed me to such extent. And I can never hate this person who is my biggest catalyst. I only wish him the best. I only hope he attracts like really high levels of love because I don't want to hold resentment and anger against anyone, even if I have been wronged in so many ways, even if I've been violated, because I understand the bigger purpose as to why I went through this. And he literally came here to show me what are the parts of myself that still needs healing, what are the parts of my past that I am not accepting. And this chapter has given me the opportunity to come clean and be as authentic as possible because the old Vesh would not have the courage to sit in front of a camera and tell her audience. But right now, I can say that my intention was pure. I've loved this man, but also I have hurt this person as much as he has hurt me as well. And he crushed my dignity as a woman so I can rebuild it from a place of authenticity. So I can become a version of me that can never be told by anyone who she is, what she represents. And also to end this theme of abuse because going forward, this is never going to repeat in my life. And one thing this relationship has done for me is to draw me as close to God as possible, where literally the thought of God is in the back of my head all the time. I am praying to give me strength. I'm praying to give me the resources to rebuild me. I am praying to show me the way where I can build a new life for myself because right now I feel like I've lost everything and I'm starting from scratch. I'm starting from ground zero. And because I've been through these themes and things again in my life, I don't doubt my capability to spring back and I'm going to come back stronger and wiser because this time I have the strength of God with me. I genuinely do not know what I would have done if I was not a believer. I genuinely do not know what I would have done if my faith was not as strong as it is right now. Even during the last days of the relationship, I was praying to God, like, please help me get out of this. Please ease my pain. Please save me. The literal prayer I was saying is, please save me. Please save me. I do not want to be this person. I do not want to put myself in a position where a man feels comfortable raising his hands on me, and I'm praying to God to protect me. And genuinely, when I came out of this I feel so grateful and I understand how divinely protected I was. I did not get any major physical injuries except for small injuries here and there, and nothing happened to my face. And the way the relationship ended, the way things escalated, it genuinely felt as if it's not even in my control. It felt to a point where things are happening to me and I have no control, and it feels like I was ejected out of this relationship. And that is God's work. And it has truly helped me understand how divinely protected I am, where no harm will come to me because I know my intention is pure, because I know my intention is good. And never again am I going to put myself through this. And that is because of the strength I'm getting through my faith, through my devotional practices as well. And in the next video, I'm also going to talk about what are the mistakes I made that led me to such a dynamic. And before I end this video as well, there's something I have written, which is basically to end this chapter on a good note. I bless his soul and I release his energy from my life. I release the love, the anger. I release the need for answers. I release the need for him to understand what he did. And I release the need to witness his consequences. Whatever belongs to him, I return to him. Whatever belongs to me, I take responsibility for, heal, and transform. I do not need revenge to be free. I do not need hatred to protect myself. And forgiveness does not mean access. Love does not require access if this person is hurting me. I can bless someone's soul from a distance and still close the door permanently. This karmic story ends with me. I will not carry abuse and themes of violence into my next relationship. I will not carry its chaos into my understanding of love. I will not carry its rejection into my understanding of my worth. And I will not carry any toxicity that I learned from this relationship into my next chapter. I take the wisdom, I leave the suffering behind. And whatever justice belongs to God, karma, or life itself is no longer mine to administer. I surrender this relationship and I surrender him to God. I surrender my feelings, my love, and my emotions to God. And now I turn towards my own life. May he heal, may I heal, and may neither of us ever recreate what happened between us again. The cycle ends here. God, take what I cannot carry anymore. Give me back my peace, give me back my heart, give me back my purpose, and lead me forward. Thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.